Bak şunun yapısı değişik.
Complex of kings, Joseph.
Buraya kompleks, o kralın kompleksi diyorlar.
Yes, the complex of King Joseph. Joseph is the grandfather of Khufu, the builder of the Great Pyramid at Giza. Okay, so there was incubation used to surround the whole complex. This is part of this wall, and this wall it had 14 entrances. 13 of them are dummy doors or fake doors, and one original, which is this one. Okay, so we will enter and we will go through a corridor, which leads to a huge open court inside. Just once we are inside, just tell me what you feel, if you like the place or not. The
So
vibe of
what
this-
they need to fake doors?
they just to deceive the tomb robbers from the original entrance. You don't understand the joke. The ceiling is not original. It's modern, just to show us the original height of the ceiling. You know the original height of the ceiling from these two.
Those columns are not original.
Yes. No, this column is not original. This is original. And here you can see the difference between the original stone and the restoration. Okay, all of this is supposed to have standing statues for the king together with different gods. But we didn't discover any, we didn't find any statues here. So maybe this
Are they
place-
damaged or
or
taken
maybe
from
unfinished.
somewhere?
Maybe
Unfinished.
unfinished.
Not placed over here.
And this is
In
also-
that time.
You know what is this? This is like bundles of papyrus tied together.
Yeah. Like for the garden,
Yes.
kind of. Is it papyrus?
Papyrus. Papyrus reeds.
Sorry.
Chinese love pictures. And they like to be in every picture.
I love vlog after today.
How is the place? Nice.
Yeah.
This is better or Giza?
Which one is better?
This
This one, I guess.
the vibe. You know?
Giza looks like Giza is good, but
Yes.
looks like uncompleted. Like
Yes.
three things,
Oh, yes.
unanswered things. You couldn't feel the Firavun ne demek?
Energy.
Around.
No. You couldn't feel those days' daily lives.
Oh, yes, yes.
For instance, when we on the camel, I saw a like highway road
Yes.
near it.
Specs.
Yeah.
Modern and
It's a
ancient.
combination of this time and for today.
Yes.
But here you can imagine a bit, for instance, someone or maybe some slave or maybe it's king walking from there and going to there. It's like a combination.
Yes. So this pyramid, this is was the very first pyramid built in Egypt in 2017. And the first stone construction built by men. And the first time the ancient Egyptians were intended to use limestone in the huge buildings. This pyramid built by someone called Imhotep. Imhotep was a great architect, and he was a vizier of King Joseph. Imhotep wanted to build not a pyramid, but he wanted to build something called mastaba for his king. Mastaba, this is Arabic word. In English it means mud brick bench. Okay, this mastaba, this is the first style of tombs they used during the ancient time. Okay, and also used by the kings of the first three dynasties. Okay, this mastaba consists of two sections. Above the ground, they built a section, another one very deep underground, 28 meters deep underground. So above the ground, this a huge rectangular building, full of rooms. Sometimes these rooms reach to like 35 rooms inside each other. They use this part as a maze to deceive the tomb robbers from the original burial chamber, which is hidden 28 meters deep underground. Okay, so the upper part here is just to deceive the tomb robbers, where the original burial chamber is down there, to hide his treasures and his mummy and everything. Okay, so Imhotep wanted to build one of these here. Okay, but he wanted to make something unique for his king. So he decided to change the plan. He decided to make a big square mastaba. Okay, and then he decided to add another 5 mastabas on top of the first one. Then he found himself built something like a stepped pyramid by accident. Okay. If he intended to build a pyramid, then the burial chamber of the king will be in the middle of the pyramid. But because he wanted to build mastaba, then the burial chamber here is under the pyramid, like 28 meters deep underground. Okay. Also over there is a deep shaft, like more than 30 meters deep. This is what we call the symbolic tomb of the king, and where they buried his internal organs. Okay, so they buried his mummy there while the organs are down. Okay. Then we have open court.
Are they separating the body with the organs?
Yes.
With a distance.
No, not always. Okay, but because here the whole area for one king. So it's like a complex. But in Luxor,
They have alternative.
yes,
in here.
everything is inside one tomb. Okay, so here we have this open court. This huge open court used by the king himself when he was alive to perform one of the ancient Egyptian rituals called Hepset Festival.
Hepset fest.
Hepset Festival. Hepset, this is hieroglyphics. In English it means jubilee. It took place every 30 years of the king's reign. In this festival, the king used to chase an ox, run after an ox. The challenge was to catch the ox from the tail. If he succeeded, that means that he is strong enough to rule the country for another 30 years. Okay. After that, behind the pyramid there are 2 rooms. One of them called the House of the South, House of the North. You go there for coronation. Wear the crown of our Egypt. Wear the crown of our Egypt. Then he became the king of
If the king wouldn't be successful in the test, what will be happen?
one of his sons. One of his sons.
So old king killed it or continues to live?
No, they still they keep him alive. They don't kill him. They cannot kill their fathers.
Actually, it's more logical than a normal
Yeah, but-
king system.
Yeah, but but believe me, it's the same system like nowadays. Okay, the king always win.
Yes, you are right.
Same like now.
So
The king can do anything.
yes,
Okay, he's the best one.
king may arrange the test. He will successful style.
Yes, exactly. So he
King
will
organized
succeed.
the test, yeah.
So when we go upstairs, you will see some
other
more
pyramids.
pyramids. No, some more pyramids in this direction. You will see two of them, okay, built for one king, called Sinefru. Sinefru is the son of King Djoser and the father of King Khufu. Okay, they built two pyramids. Why they built two pyramids? One of them has a strange shape, like this. This is what we call the bent pyramid. They did a mistake with this one because when they reached to a height about 54 meters high, they decided to change the angle to finish the pyramid quickly. And this is the actual reason of this strange shape of the pyramid. They decided to build another pyramid for the king to avoid the mistake. They followed the same angle from the bottom to the top. And this one we call the Red Pyramid, and this one it was the first complete pyramid built for a king. And from this one they took the idea to build Giza pyramids. Okay. So
After
first
for this one.
they built this one. This is the very first pyramid. Then these two. This is the second. Then Giza pyramid, the third. Then the rest of them.
Are those started at the same time? Those two?
No.
First.
10 years difference.
10 years.
So how long of the construction of this pyramid?
The construction, like
Construction period.
10 years.
10 years.
What's the difference between this one and this one? It's 10 years. You will see some.
For instance, for the shape and also for the heights, it is dependent of the economy, of the economy.
Yes. And also it depends on the stones. If the quarry is far from the place or close. And also this one, this pyramid, is very similar, almost the same size of the second pyramid. Almost. You will see it now. More pictures here because again we will go out from the other side
okay.
because I will let you go inside one of the mastabas to see how it looks.
Sakkara adın güzel. Güzel ezerken çıkmış. Bunun kumu da güzel. İyi şarj dayanacak. Evet. Yeah. Did we see from here to Sakkara?
Yes.
I didn't realize Sakkara over there.
It's very difficult to see Sakkara from there.
Buradan bakınca daha iyi gözüküyor.
Hiç oradan bu tarafa bakmadık mı biz?
Gel bak çık.
Gerçi yakın oluyor doğru.
Hayvan gibi çıktı.
2 tane gözüküyor değil mi?
Ha?
2 tane mi gözüküyor?
This is the entrance to the organs too, down there.
Aha.
It's just the entrance. While the tomb itself is still even deeper than this.
Can we enter?
No, close now.
It's closed every time, or?
No, it has a special ticket, and also there is nothing to see inside. All what you see down there, a big granite sarcophagus, and that's all. Not worth to pay money to see nothing.
Bu taraf doğru.
This is the two pyramids I mentioned. The bent pyramid is the one to the left, and the pyramid is outside the wall, outside the complex. All of this is what we call the mastabas. Mastabas, this is built for the high officials and the high ranking people.
I guess Nefertiti's step husband. Oh, no, not step husband. Nefertiti's husband, Ahmet Akhenaten, built something like that.
No. Akhenaten, he built like a pyramid. No, not a pyramid. His tomb in the Valley of the Kings.
A complex.
But his tomb in the Valley of the Kings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tomb is over there, but
But he built not a complex. He built like a different style of temples. Okay, without roofs. Without roofs.
yeah. I saw those things.
Something very similar to this. Yeah. Without roofs, just to receive the rays. Because they worship the sun. So that's why all of the temples during his time without roofs.
Questa era una piramide di fango.
Yes.
Small one.
Yes.
Questo dice lo vuole fare aiuto.
Okay, just come. Let me show you something.
Poi la valle di Luxor 1000 avanti. Ripeto. La top era
No, no. That's another pyramid. Built by King called Gezintiye. So from here you can see most of the pyramids. See, this pyramid is the pyramid. All the pyramids at once. You can take like a panoramic.
Burada kaç piramit var? How many pyramids we know in the Egypt?
The ancient Egyptians they built 100 pyramids.
100.
80 of them still exist. 80.
80.
Yes.
How many pharaohs we know?
How many what?
How many pharaohs we know?
Pharaohs?
Yes.
How many?
Many. So,
But the most, you know, there are many pharaohs. We know just a few things about them because they ruled for a very short time. But we know, like for example, Tutankhamun is the best. Ramses II, one of the most famous. All the kings, most of the famous kings who ruled Egypt from the New Kingdom, who built the stuff in Luxor and Aswan. Okay, all the kingdom. The most famous kings is Khufu, Khafre, Menkaura because they built the three big pyramids. But the Egyptian history from 3000 to 332 BC, it's hundreds. We will visit one of these mastabas
Okay.
just to show you how it looks like. And also all the scenes on the walls are representing a daily life scenes. Sometimes you see the people making offerings before the person who buried inside. Sometimes you see a fishing scenes, sometimes hunting scenes. While in Luxor, the Valley of the Kings is different. Here, daily life scenes. In the Valley of the Kings, all the tombs, all the scenes inside the tombs are representing the journey to the afterlife, or what they imagined. Okay.
what they are expected.
Yes,
After-
exactly. Afterlife. Yes.
Şöyle bir fotoğraf alalım. Çeksene.
the tomb, which dates back to 2323 BC. Okay, this one built for a lady called Aydut Seshat. Aydut Seshat, she's the daughter of King Titi, the builder of the pyramid on the other, the small pyramid on the other side. Okay, so you will see. Oh, here's, for example, the doctors.
Doctors.
Yeah, the doctors just treating them, and here just writing the
recipe.
medical, yeah, the medicine. Here this cartouche, Titi, which is the name of her father. Okay, this symbol here, this is one of the most famous Egyptian symbols.
Yeah.
The Ankh, or what we call a key of life. Why we call this one the key of life? Because did you see the map of Egypt? The Egyptian map.
Yes.
It's cut from the bottom and left, and other parts the Suez after Suez.
Okay.
Yeah, kind.
But you remember the Nile? The Nile?
Now.
And the Nile divided into two main branches?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. This part in the middle between the branches is what we call the delta
Delta, yeah.
for farming. Okay. Here, the Nile, the delta, the two sides of the Nile, the land of life, land of death. Because Nile was and is still the main source of life, we call this one the key of life. Okay. When you go to Luxor, inside the tombs, you will see the king standing in between two gods and being purified, like taking a shower, by small keys of life, which is sacred water from the Nile River.
Oraydı.
This is full of details. Look at this. This is a group of cattle just crossing the Nile River. You can see, and as you see, many different kind of fish, crocodiles, hippos. Okay. Yeah. Here also, this man he's holding the baby one. Why? Just to make the mother follow him, and then the rest of the group will follow the mother just to cross the river. Okay. Some fishing scenes, and here they are killing the hippos by harpoons, because hippo represented the god of evil during the ancient times. Their voices were too loud. That's why they used to kill.
Actually, this was, I guess, painted, but some of them erased from the colors.
Because this tomb it were buried under the sand for a very long time, except the upper parts. Okay, so that's why the upper parts has been restored by the Egyptian Antiquity Department. The more you go inside, the more you see more colors.
اه
جديدة ولا؟
انا بشتغل من قبل ما اخد الترخيص تون ليدر وبعد كده بقيت مرشد.
تمام. بس شكلك صغنن خالص، يعني انت جيت 12 سنة.
لا 23.
23 ما شاء الله. She's 23 years old. Okay. But I gave her like 12 years old. 13 maximum. No, انجليزي؟
وايه؟
انجليزي ولا؟
انجليزي ومعايا شوية اسباني وشوية ايطالي وشوية فرنش.
تمام.
It's with me here because I want to explain for you something.
So here, as you see, this is in fact some offering scenes. The people used to make offerings to the lady who buried inside. You can see many different kind of offerings: food, drinks, goats, sometimes lotus flower, ducks. Okay, and here she's standing and smelling the lotus flower. Well, lotus was a symbol of Upper Egypt. Papyrus was a symbol of Lower Egypt. Okay, when we go to the perfume on the way back, you will smell the lotus flower. Lotus is pure Egyptian flower, and it's very popular here in Egypt. When they discovered the tomb of Tutankhamun, inside the tomb they found an alabaster jar, like this big. And they found it without a lid, it was open. And it contained 5 grams of pure essence, lotus. Kept the smell and the color for 5,000 years. Okay, that's why lotus is very popular here. Okay, and they sold it in 1922. 1 gram cost 5,000 English pounds. Okay. 5,000 English pounds in 1922. This is a lot of money.
Yes.
Here, it's about butchers. This is how they slaughtered the animals during the ancient time. See, the three legs tied together and they start to cut the left leg. Why the left? Because the left is close to the heart. Okay, but later on they decided to cut the neck because it's faster and in order not to, this for the animal not to be suffer. Fourth door. The fourth door here, there is this one here just to give the tomb robbers the impression that here is the end. Nothing behind, nothing underneath. While the burial chamber itself, somewhere else. Okay, and here the numbers in hieroglyphic. Okay, this number 2, and here this one here, this is 1,000. This symbol.
1,000.
This is 1,000. These are the numbers of the offerings. Okay, so they offered 1,000 goats, 1,000 duck, 1,000 ox, 1,000 bread, 1,000 perfume jars.
Are they, for instance, how can I ask? Are they
Niye sormaya çalışıyorsun?
saymaya mı çalışıyorlar ellerindekini ya da böyle yapıyoruz diye?
I guess this is the record of the their, how can I say that?
The offerings?
Yeah,
Yes.
offerings.
Yes. This is what they offered. They offered 1,000 of each. 1,000 perfume jar, 1,000 bread, 1,000.
For instance, in the prisons, they take notes the days with some
yes,
things.
yes.
This is not suitable for those kind of things
Yes.
because 100, it's
Yeah,
enough,
yes,
100.
Yeah.
I think that this is for counting or
Yes.
just a
Just the number to show the number of the offerings. Like this here. So how many pieces of meat? Okay, they offered. Okay, so they can count everything and they record it on the wall.
Değişiklermiş. Kaybolayım mı? Başka bir çıkış gördüm.
This is nothing in comparison to what you are going to see in the Valley of the Kings.
King of Ali.
It's
Yeah.
different, totally different.
I watched some
tombs,
videos.
Yeah, in some tombs you feel that this tomb just finished last month because of the bright colors.
In archaeological area here,
In the beginning.
continuing.
Down
Uh-huh.
there.
What is the archaeology season?
No, they work during the day, the year, the whole year.
No, they say that the half of the year and half of the year we couldn't because of the wind
But
or
especially
something.
in winter.
Winter.
In winter. Because in summer it is very hot, especially in Luxor. When you go to Luxor, you will see some of them still working there. They're still looking for some more tools.
Sayma olayı güzelmiş, sevdim. Evet. Bin olunca rahat. Do they have a numbering system like Greek numbers? For instance, you show the 1,000.
Yes.
For instance, 1010.
Yes.
Is there a 2 symbol for a shortcut?
No. No, but you know, we have just one symbol for each number. Like 20, for example.
20 means.
This is 20.
For instance, this is 1,000, I guess.
Yes.
1,000. 1,020.
Yes,
Is it
exactly,
okay?
yes.
Or
Yes,
like the
that's
Greek
right,
system.
yes, yeah.
X,
Yeah.
X, 1.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
For instance, 9.
The first calendar in the history you can see in Egypt, in the temple of Komombo, which is between Luxor and Aswan. It's a Greek and Roman temple.
Komombo.
Still have the calendar and still have the ancient Egyptian numbers. And also in this temple they have something very interesting: the medical tools.
Medical tools. Also, the doctors looks like using some modern tools.
Yes.
On the
It's
drones.
the same when you see the medical tools in this temple in Komombo. It's very similar to what we use nowadays.
Today's system.
So the vacuum cups. Yeah, they use exactly the same.
Are they founded or was
No.
they founded or
No,
learning from somewhere?
No, we didn't find the stuff, the tools itself,
Hmm.
but we found it in the walls.
Şöyle havası var be.
Yaz olmadığını sıcak da hissetmiyorsun.